Hi, William Jarvis. I started Honest Camper. The purpose of this video is to give you an overview of how to use our Mercedes-Benz Sprinter camper van. And yeah, buckle up. You're in for a ride.
First off, starting the vehicle. This is a diesel, so when you start it, let's just turn it to the on position first before cranking it all the way. Helps it start better, run smoother. Also, again, this is a diesel. Diesel. Do not fill it with regular gas. This is a diesel. Center console wise, please make note of the height and length of the vehicle. If you want to pair your phone to the Bluetooth, simply select telephone and then go to the phone, and then you'll be able to connect your phone that way. Rest of the is fairly straightforward. To unlock the doors, it's right here rather than on the door itself. There is a USB right up in this corner here, but keep in mind that Mercedes designed these vehicles to not have those as powering USB outlets, so it's really just for media. If you do plug your phone into it, it doesn't really charge it that well, so I'd suggest bringing a little 12 volt charger, and then you can plug it in there. There is a top section here where we just keep a few odds and ends, a small toolkit and some pliers and things like that. Glove box has got the papers, and you're all set. Okay, this is the secondary seat that's installed in the van. It's super easy to use. I would suggest if you're sitting in the front, you'd like a little bit more legroom, to actually put this seat down, and it allows the front seat to move back a little bit more. But to bring it down, it's super easy. It's this second one here. I can even do it with one hand, and you'll pull that up and push the seat down. And then once the seat's down, it's this one to raise the back of the seat. So I'll just break it down like this. And I won't be able to do it with one hand, but I'll show you in a second. Okay, here's the second row of seats here set up in all its glory. Pretty straightforward, full height seat. Obviously waist and shoulder belts. If you've got some little ones or a little one and want to set up a kid's seat, there's some, the kid hooks are there and there. Pretty good little stove we've got here, 2 burners. To turn it on, we're going to, it's propane, so the propane tank is in the bottom drawer here. Let's open this guy up and obviously set it to open. Make sure this is super tight. There we go. And then when you start it, probably use a lighter and turn it to the spark. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's a hissing noise. And then I can only use one hand at the moment, but we'll get it going in a second. And once it's started, then just turn it to its regular thing, kind of like a regular camp stove. Okay, so the stove is going there. Don't have it turned up too high, but yeah, again, just operate with these guys, and when you're done, flick it to off. And of course, always shut off this guy when you're not using it. It's a 5-pound tank. If you need to fill it up, any place that does propane will do that for you. So speaking of cooking, you'll need some ventilation, obviously, when you're doing some cooking, so you can open the big door there, or we've got these small kind of T windows here. As the sign says, be gentle. Don't over tighten when you close them. There you go. It doesn't need to be super crazy tight. More ventilation. We've got a fan in the top of the van here. These Max Air fans are pretty good. Quite simply, turn it on and off with that guy. You can reverse the airflow with that one. And if you want to just do manual, you can just kind of spin that one as well. Fridge is pretty straightforward. These fridges are great, actually. They make legit ice cubes. At the top here, you've got this little lock, basically, so leave it to the right so it opens. Be gentle, don't reef on this handle. And then, yeah, inside, when you go to turn it on, just remember to press this button down for a few seconds. Some people just press it real quick and think, oh my gosh, what's going on? So yeah, just press it down for a few seconds, and then you're set. You can control the temperature on this side, so the top being the least cool option. And yeah, that's all there is to it. And again, just kind of press this guy to turn it off. So over at the sink here real quick, we've got the panel here, obviously lights, turn on the lights. There you go. And water. If you don't hit that switch, nothing will come out when you hit this. But turn that on. Yay. When you are not using the sink, turn that off because it will drain the battery as the pump tries to equalize. So yeah, please make sure you turn that off when you're not using the sink. Just real quick, hopefully you won't need it, but if you do, there is a fuse panel located kind of down there. You can see various things are labeled on it. So the battery charger is also there as well, but that's just when you plug it into shore power. But you know, if you do need to change a fuse or whatnot, that's there. So in the back here, we've got the bed. It's 4-inch thick memory foam. It's pretty solid. I've had a lot of good feedback on comfort levels. You'll see, obviously, it's split up into different panels. So when you pull these up, you'll be able to create 2 bench seats to have a tabletop and kind of an eating area. Most of the times, people just tend to leave this down, and storage is pretty minimal in these vans. So under the bed, when the bed is set up, is a good spot to store stuff. Right here, this is one of the window covers for the front. In the back here as well, there's a drawer which has got some goodies in it. Usually it's got a chair, hatchet, electrical cord for plugging into shore power, first aid kit, hose, and it's also got a small converter for electrical at any campsite. So that's that guy. And then again, the bed is right now it's set up, and most people tend to leave it that way. Storage is fairly minimum. You'll see it's not like a lot of the other van life builds that have, you know, huge massive cabinets. This is meant to be kind of minimal experience. So you know, there's a lot of storage space kind of underneath there. As you can see, I've pushed back the bed, so that's in kind of the bench setup. Like I said, most people tend to leave the bed set up and opt to use like picnic tables and stuff. But yeah, when you do push it back, make sure you push kind of from the middle rather than one end or the other end. Just kind of try to push it back evenly, or else it kind of will get off kilter, and you want to kind of push it back nice and even. And then I'll show you here how to put the tabletop up. So the tabletop uses these ratchets to tighten and loosen. So obviously to loosen would be that, but to get this back to that position, push it in, and while you're pushing it in, turn, and now it's back to this spot again, and now you can loosen it. Okay. So step one, I'm using one hand here, but yeah, again, this is to tighten, and then we're going to push so it doesn't engage all the way back to the start, and then tighten again so it's nice and tight. So that's the first leg you put on. Okay, second, you're going to put this one on here, same as the other one. To tighten, you do that. If you need to loosen, push it in and then pull down. So we're going to tighten it up here this way. There we go. And then same with this one. This knob actually comes off with this one, so just be aware of that. But same. Just treat it like a normal ratchet, like that. So yeah. Once you've got it set up, it's a pretty great little system. It's not the biggest tabletop that's ever been made, but it's nice because it swivels. It moves all around. You can kind of, you know, spin it around. Not that you need to do that. But yeah, it's great if you need to move it out of the way to kind of keep the area clear, and you can kind of bring it closer, further away. Yeah, so it's a great little table. One thing I just wanted to mention about the cushions and whatnot, I like to kind of tuck them behind this bar here, kind of keeps them in place. But also notice this guy here too. When you do, if you do want the van doors to be kind of fully open, you can pull this out, and then the door kind of goes all the way out and around. But do note that when you're bringing it back in, it'll hit that cushion there, so you kind of have to move it out of the way before it'll go back in its spot. So just a couple things on the outside of the van I'm going to show you. There's the shore power hookup and the water hookup.
just to explain the shore power real quick, when you're plugged into an outlet, there's an extension cord in the back of the van, as I showed you, and you plug that into the van, and what that'll do is it'll allow the power outlet that you saw that's attached to the light switch, water switch there inside of the van, that then becomes powered, so you can plug that little space heater in, keep yourself warm, or whatever else you need to plug in there. Also, when the van is plugged into shore power, it also charges the auxiliary battery, which runs, things like the sink pump, the lights, the fridge, that kind of stuff. And also, the fridge will automatically run off the shore power as well. So big benefits to plugging in the van. So if you're renting a campsite, it'd be awesome if it has a power hookup.
So as mentioned, here's the outlet. For the water, pretty straightforward. The hose, as mentioned in the back, clicks into there. You'll hear a clicking sound. There's no meter or anything that says when it's full, so just fill it up. There'll be some water. There's a small outlet hole at the very top. When that starts spewing water, it's full. This guy is obviously where you plug in the electrical outlet for, the extension cord for shore power. Kind of in the same area, just in the back here. For the gray water tank, this right here is where you undo this plug. So once you run out of water, the water tank and the fresh gray water tank are the same size. So if you run out of water, that means this is full and time to empty it.
Okay, real-time video, not speeding it up or anything. I'm just going to show you how quick and easy it is to put up the tent. Stand by. So I made it look pretty easy going up that tent there, putting the ladder up and getting it up. But one thing I want to call out is I like to put the ladder across, or so that this cross beam goes in between the sides of the ladder, just in case there is any lateral movement. That cross beam will catch you and keep you safe. But yeah, try to have someone holding the ladder as usual. Safety first, all that good stuff.
Yeah, up here in the tent, got kind of this waterproof base sheet on it, but there's this bag in the top you can kind of store your stuff on, and yeah, you'll see these guys here. They're to put the outside of the tent up. Not mandatory, but I will show you how to do that. Yeah, so there, as you can see, it's got quite a bit of a bend to it, but yeah, it's holding in the top. Don't put the curved in end in the tent first. I find it just pops out on the bottom. So, and as you can see, there's a fair bit of flex to it, so just be careful when you're taking it out, it doesn't pop and hit you.
So to take the tent down, it's a little bit more involved than putting it up, but it's still pretty straightforward. So on the front of the tent, you'll see this strap guy. This helps pull the tent down. Not sure I can do it with one hand, but basically the idea is to pull it down, and as you pull it down, try to stuff the tent bits inside the casing. So yeah, I'm pushing it down slowly, just kind of letting the air out as it goes down. Slowly, I'm doing this one hand, so it's not that difficult. But yeah, like I said, as you can see, it's kind of sticking out here. So push it all in on this side, and you are going to have to move the ladder a couple times to get it all in. So push it all in on the one side, get it all nice and in, and then don't do up this guy quite yet.
Okay, so we're on the other side of the van, obviously. Like I said, you just want to make sure all of this is tucked in. Tuck it all in, and make sure nothing is hanging out. That's pretty extreme there. But yeah, once it's all tucked in, then we'll be able to do these up. So get this tucked in as much as you can. I've done it a few times, so I can kind of cheat and do it with one hand, but there you go. You can see it's all kind of tucked in there. So we've got it tucked in on all sides now, so now we can kind of make sure it closes down nice. And then on these here, it's pretty straightforward. So we're going to put this one on here, and then, okay, that's one. And we're going to do the other one here, and then we're going to go around to the other side of the van and do the last two. So again, yeah, we're on the other side of the tent here, so we've had to move the ladder once to get it back over to that side, and we had to move it one more time to get it back in here. So not the worst, but then yeah, so again, you just kind of make sure this is down, and there you go. So that's that one, and then the last one's right here. So there's just 4 of them, and that's pretty much it. Nice and secure, as you can see, nothing hanging out the sides, and you're good to go. So the ladder within the van is this telescopic ladder. As you can see, I've kind of got it up already. I don't fully extend it all the way up, and like I said before, I like to keep it in between these bars, just in case there's, you know, some kind of lateral movement. But yeah, to bring them down, underneath these rungs, you'll see these little red things. So you push those in at the same time, and the ladder will come down. Just to reiterate once again, at the start of the video was mentioned, super important, runs on diesel. Use diesel. Make sure you do this cap up real nice and tight as well.